I have been going on and on and on and on. What's up, y'all? It's just Rhonda. I've been going on and on and on about the weather and all of that. Can you hear me now, child? I just been over here running my mouth with the mic off, so you should be able to hear me now. But anyway, like I said before, it's cold in Florida. It's 30 degrees. We don't like it. And so you should feel sorry for us because it's uncomfortable and we don't like being uncomfortable. It being hot and we adjust to that, but this cold is something different. So anyway, y'all, like the video, subscribe to the channel. It's Ready to Love, season 11 reunion part 1. It ain't no need of me rambling on and on and on since I've been talking to myself for the last few minutes. Anyway, it's the reunion. They didn't disappoint. I don't know about y'all, but I have thoughts. I hope y'all are here with me and you can share your thoughts with me. But I try to look at things, when I'm listening to everybody say their side. And I'm trying to look at things from a perspective of what was really going on over here. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we look at this show like we've been here for 2 months watching these people go on dates, and they didn't really have a lot of dates. Let's be clear. They went on a lot of mixers. So filming days are long and multiple dates are had, and we begin bringing friends and exes and mamas and daddies and all over here to meet these strangers that we honestly don't know very well. But we're supposed to figure out our connection within these few weeks. And then go over to a bridge. No more bridges. Go over to a park, to the forest, in the middle of the city, down in front of a government building, and profess whether or not we're going to make choices. With these connections, I choose you. Some people were over here feeling ancestral, and I was like, that's enough for me. I don't need any more of that. So, where are we going to start? Let's start here, right at the beginning. This is interesting. What was going on over here with Vince with all the questions? Vince, you be having a lot of questions. So this time, son, we got some questions for you. So after the decision day, let's just say what was said, and then we'll get into, thoughts and things. So after decision day, where they went in the forest and she was dressed like Little Red Riding Hood and he was dressed like the big bad wolf, and they were standing there, exchanging hydrangeas. The understanding was that they were not exclusive. So after all of that, I choose you the next day or whenever after heard out on the streets that this man, Vince, went over with his same big bad wolf outfit and met with Lauren. It is what it is. Allegedly. That's what people said. Now, that's some serious player mentality. You know what I'm saying? For you to leave your chosen one to go straight over to another one and make an understanding that, listen, the agreement is to continue to date, which honestly I think is not a bad decision. Let's just say that. We've been doing this dating thing in front of cameras, and none of this stuff is like what's normal. So at the end of this process, the very most, you should want to just explore this experience, each other, this connection. Let's see what it really is when we dating out here in real life. Hey, E-Troop, welcome to the chat. It's been a minute since I've seen you in the live, but I always see the love over in the comments. So I appreciate that. Anyway, yeah. So I feel like Donna has been throwing red flags out the window this whole time. You know what I'm saying? As it relates to Vince, who we did not know how diabolical this man is. You can't never trust nobody whose face always be going, what? Who? What? Relax, Vince. Anyway, this is not what she wanted. When Donna started out her year, she started out with a plan of love. That's what she said. She wrote it on her vision board. This was her mission this year, to find love. And so that doesn't mean that was that year. I don't know what she's doing this year, child, but that was her mission that year. Find love, get engaged, have a baby. I don't know. All this stuff by the end of 25. And so we need for her to just stop. Don't go in any more places with the opposite sex with a timeline that's as ridiculous as the one that she is having. What she needs to do is freeze her eggs and take that whole like baby pressure off the table. If you want to be a mom, if you haven't already, it's an option. You know what I'm saying? That didn't used to be an option. And y'all be so caught up. I feel like this generation and these girls and young men are caught in between. You know what I'm saying? These are millennials over here. So they're caught in between traditional values and what's going on out here in these streets right now. We got independent women that don't want to be led, but they want a man, and the man want to be leading, and it's also confusing. I feel so sorry for y'all. Anyway, that's not what she wanted. She went over here to the end of this, process and journey. They call it a journey. It's not a journey. It's a social experiment. And to be honest, if you're not coming over here for the trickery and the foolery, then, you don't belong here, because that's all there is going on over here. I don't know why, the thought process is that these ninjas is going to be out here being different on a TV show than they are in real life, because they're calling things a journey and a process. And clearly we know that's not the case over here. Vince is a player. Who would have thunk it? I wouldn't have. I never even seen Vince making it to the end. And he made it to the end with multiple connections. Still, down in the DMs and over there in text messages and things. So Donna did not want that. She wanted to lead into something that was going to be exclusively her. And I think that's not too much to ask. The problem is, you made an agreement, Donna, with this man who's over here saying, yeah, how about we just still hang out and I still date and she's not. She's focusing on this connection. So, I guess once you decide, Donna, I'm talking to you directly because you put love on your list of things, take that off the list. Don't put love on the list. Put being open to love on the list, because that's different. Like, love means you're out here like giving yourself, a timeline for something that just doesn't work like that. Put being open to love on the list. So when you're out here dating and not being exclusive, I have a theory about the heart. I'm gonna share it with y'all. The heart should be in phases. You know what I'm saying? Her heart should be frozen like ice, because she's single, you know what I'm saying? And she's out here trying to find love. Now, the man that puts in enough energy to melt that ice and get down to your warm, loving heart is the one deserving of all your time and attention, and thoughts of building a future. Whew. Anyway, Donna's over here accepting things that she never wanted in the first place. So she gave this man reins to do whatever the hell he wanted to do. And what he wanted to do was still go out with Lauren. And this is what everybody gonna say. Everybody's going, he called her a bitch. And I don't know why you would want to be involved with somebody that called you a bitch. And I mean, Lauren, I'm gonna talk to you directly. Just a note that a man that moves that way probably can't be trusted. You know what I'm saying? Aside from, and I know you're probably tired of hearing it because everybody's told you 16 ways to Sunday. But I mean, for me, that's it. That's all. Wanting to hang out with this dude, because this is the thing, because we're going to look at each person, I feel like, separately. Is being exclusive a realistic expectation for being through this process, this journey, is to get to this end of this, and say in the forest or, at the government building, I choose you. And yeah, we're going to explore this connection because that's what you're hoping to do. Is it realistic to be saying that we're going to be exclusive? I would say that if you come into the process, you should already be single. You know what I'm saying? For real single, like, dating around. And if that's what you're doing, then, yeah. But if that's what you still want to do when you're done, Vince, then you probably shouldn't have came over here. You should have been coming over here to focus on someone that you wanted to get to know. Okay. Now, y'all ready to love people? I'm going to talk to y'all directly. Y'all set these people up to go on dates with each other all at the same time, all wide open. And these ladies and these gentlemen have to go in these, rooms and discuss their dates and how they're connected with somebody. So I'm going to just speak up for myself. If I'm sitting in a room and someone that I deem as pretty, you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like every last one of these women, because they're all beautiful, every last one of these women, and it's natural, go in there and size each other up as to you say it's not competition, but it's obviously competition because y'all are all sitting in here discussing how you're connected with the same man. 1, 2, 3, he's my top, he's my bottom, whatever. I like this dude over here, and I might like that one too. And that's okay to have multiple interests because that's what, part of the process, the journey. But I feel like you set up for a comfortable situation because now y'all are all dating and talking, you know what I'm saying, about dating these same people. So I feel like there's a limit to how close you can become. If you come over here and your relationship, your bond becomes with one of the other ladies, then y'all probably won't cross that, you know what I'm saying, boundary. Like, we don't really like the same guy for real. And we have conversations behind the scene like, I don't like none of these niggas. So you can do whatever you want to do. Hey, it's Shantae. Anyway, I don't know if that's a realistic expectation. Should Vince have told Donna he was still dating Lauren? Yeah, I guess. I mean, Donna don't want him dating anybody, period. And so why she has all this fever for Lauren is, I hate to use the word insecure because I don't think that's what it is. I don't think she has any reason to be insecure, but I think, it's that a little bit. And I don't know that has anything to do with Lauren. I think if you're looking, and that I feel like would be any one of us. If you're looking at the other girl that this guy is dating and, we're dating, you know what I'm saying? At this point, you chose me. So why are we still doing that? I feel like that's what her heart is saying, but because you said so. Now this process is over and we went on weird dates with the film crew and, some of us were dating behind the scenes already and some of us were not. So if I'm Lauren, I'm like, I want to see like we've been doing this. So I want to hang out like in real life, see if I still like this dude for real. You know what I mean? So does that make her, I don't know. I don't understand the judgment that way. I feel like if Vince would have told this girl, look, I'm still going to date. There's people in this process that I honestly didn't get to date like I wanted to. So, he's a man. He's not going to say names. That's ridiculous. They've hated every second of going in this lounge and talking about, everybody does, I'm sure. Anyway, I feel like everybody here in this group has the right to continue to explore. Donna went on to this. What did she say? She said there's no way that Vince would have convinced her to date. What did she say? Vince wouldn't have convinced her to date him if he chose somebody else. So you're saying if I were Lauren, if he chose somebody else, there's no way he would convince me to date him. Yeah, he already convinced you, girl. When we went over to the forest, he convinced you. Hey, Mimi, what did you think of the episode, girl? If that's how you really felt, there's no way Donna would have agreed to continue, to be open and continue dating. Well, what did I come over here for? That's not why I came here. I didn't come over here to meet somebody for them to say, hey, now we're not gonna be exclusive. We're going to date other people. That's stupid. The same people that we've been dating. So, you agreed to that, girl. You saying that you wouldn't have done this. You did. All of y'all came down here and decided, like, let's go on real dates. And I'm not mad at that. Like, at the end of the day, I feel like, if nothing else, curious to see like what it would be to go out without all these stipulations and contracts and film crews and ex-girlfriends and baby mamas and Yeah, nobody brought their baby mamas, and some of us don't really know our baby mama, so she wouldn't be there. What's up, Bella? Um, she said Lauren doesn't value or love herself if she's okay with being second. And I'm like, girl, second to who? She's not second. This man went over here, walked you. He couldn't even figure out how to hold your hand at the end of the day because he's too busy juggling other things. And you said that, he made you feel safe and you trusted him. And look, moral to that story is don't trust somebody you've not known for very long. Y'all got to quit doing that. What's up, Hussein? So, did you call my girl? Did you hit up my girl? Let me get out the business. Anyway, um, what else is going on over here? Tommy said Donna is hurt because she chose Vince. And yeah, she chose Vince and he didn't choose her. And he told her that. So if that's your real feelings, I think, and we've seen her, I think, do this throughout the process, just kind of skirt things aside. He called, this lady a B. I wouldn't accept that, but you are accepting it because you're accepting him, the person that said it. You know what I'm saying? And I don't really even want that to be the cross he has to die on. Like, he made a mistake. He said some stuff. Like, if that's how you talk, fix it. Don't call women bitches. End of story. You won't find yourself in that kind of trouble anymore. But I feel like based on what we've learned about this man, that's the least of horrible things that he was over here doing. What the kids say? Diabolical. It was wild. I can't understand why Donna is being such a mean girl. Under the influence. Under the influence. Like I said, look at this man has a variety of things going on. I feel like the things that we concern ourselves with as women sometimes, it ain't even that. They like all the things. Monica, Alicia, Felicia, Brenda, Deronda, Rhonda. Ugh. Yeah, I'm gonna end on that. Anyway, you get what you accept. That's what I feel like. Um, what's funny, Hussein? Um, so then right after that, she sat up there and said Lauren is like doesn't love herself and doesn't value herself. Tommy says, is there a chance that for you and this guy to maybe try it again? And my real answer, I don't know. Okay, girl. So you still saying yes? Cause I don't know is not no. Cause it would be hell no. Like, let's don't. Don't. What's gonna be different? Give Vince the smoke and not Lauren. Why are we doing that? Why are we doing that? Like, in real life, and okay, I'm not a girl's girl or whatever the hell y'all be saying over here, but good sense is good sense. I'm a person's person. You know what I'm saying? I try to ride for the girls. That would be just like they be bros before hoes. I'm going with what makes good sense. And what makes good sense is, Donna, I just met you. I came in this process and I'm supposed to date around and see what's good over here. This guy right here, maybe so. We've been talking about it for 2 months now, 3 months. In the ladies' lounge, I've been telling you the whole time, like, yeah, I might be feeling him. You know what I'm saying? So why would you think I wouldn't do it? I don't know you like that. We're not friends. Like, are they calling each other up? You know what I'm saying? Don't be like, oh, they got the amen corner over there. That's what I'm talking about, girl. That's what I'm saying. What are you saying? That she should not explore something like in real life that she's been pretending doing over here, under the guise of, whatever nephew Tommy is telling them to do? This is Detroit. This is what I do. Let me go see. Now, when she got over there and she seen what's up, and then, okay, so apparently there was a meetup at the coffee shop and Lauren brought it up. And I don't know what she felt about that in that moment. I guess Lauren was like, okay, if Vince is not saying anything, I'm going to just back out because, you chose this nigga. And he's over here doing whatever it is he's doing. Okay? So then I feel like that's just her not being phony. I wouldn't say nothing. I wouldn't have any reason to say nothing. But now that we sitting here in this coffee shop looking at each other in the face, I guess I'll bring it up. And now that I see that he hasn't, now he's made it weird because he's over here on bullshit. She signed up for Vince's foolishness. She should have chose herself. I agree. I agree. Nothing. I mean, he sat there at the end of it all, and his words were, "I choose you in this process." But as soon as we get out of here, all bets are off. I haven't chosen anything. I'm still a free man out here exploring my options and seeing what's up. So, she could have, if y'all wasn't over here giving away cookies and thinking that was going to lock anything down, and you could give your cookies wherever you want to get. But my theory, or not my theory, my motto, take the eggplant, stop giving away the peach. You know what I'm saying? If it's something you want to do over here, please go do it. Leave your heart. That's why your heart supposed to be frozen. He ain't did nothing to deserve a nice warm heart. Anyway, child, I don't know why niggas is like this. It's just so frustrating. Where else? Where are we at? Vince. Vince is over here talking about, I should have over communicated. No, you should have just communicated. What is over communicating? Oh, red flag, ex-cop, red flag. He might be manipulating all kinds of things. Hey, Quay. You had to watch Vince. I might have to go see that. What video is he on? Where is he at? Let us know so we could go watch it too. You're unsure of your thoughts. You don't know which one is lying between him and Nicole. I'm going to tell you what I think. Both of them lying. They both lying. And I knew before Nicole left there with all them damn dramatics that I was like, her and Shannon both. With them damn pearls and things. See, I feel like Dominique and her, way she kitty cats away around doing things. I expected her to be exactly, the way she is. And at least she stand on business. You know what I'm saying? She not over here wearing pearls and things. Pretending. Donna said over in her little confessional that Vince showed her the text messages from Lauren. Why is he doing that? I would imagine he's doing that because he feels like he can still manipulate this lady because she's keep on choosing him. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he knows that the Lauren Bridge is probably, he's friend zoned over there, and that's not what he's there for. The one that just posted him and his brother timeline, he clears up. Okay, I'll have to look for it because I feel like I'm reading between the lines. I think they're both lying, like I said. So then they bring out Cardi. Oh, Cardi. You know what I think about Cardi? First of all, I don't think he's shallow. I think that's the wrong definition, Ashley. I don't know if shallow is what you meant. He doesn't give shallow. I think maybe he's a little shy at first and it makes him nervous. And so if he's around somebody, look at him sitting up there holding on to his socks. That's nervousness. His timeline is convenient and convoluted. Listen, it's not easy to juggle 3 within a few weeks. Mike and Vince Perkins. Okay. I'll put it down in the description too if y'all want to run over there. But I'm gonna go see what the heck they're saying. It don't matter. I don't believe him. I see him for his works now, buddy. Anyway, Cardi. Oh, Cardi. I don't think he's shallow. I think, like I said, I think he's a little nervous and a little shy. And I think some people are a little awkward, and that's okay. He's different, and I just don't think his girl. And when I say different, I don't mean different. I mean different than this crowd right here. This ain't really his scene, and it wasn't really. What's the chef, Chris? It wasn't really his scene either. There's a type of girl, and Cardi is nice. He's smart, evidently. You know why? Now I was listening to him talk, and I was like. When somebody makes him comfortable, he comes out of his shell. even though Dominique is very beautiful, and I think to some men may be intimidating, she made him feel comfortable. So his conversation, she wasn't pressing him to say anything. She was letting him just do his thing. I feel like Dominique did take Cardi out of this experience as a real life friend, and he didn't heard her bitch about Bello and all that shit. He's probably a good ear, but he does do a lot of metaphoric talking and speaking and stuff. And I think you got to pay attention and listen. And Ashante is very smart. She's a books girl. Just because she's pretty doesn't mean she's not smart. And I think that's probably why she was, not attracted to Cardi, but enjoys his company. I agree. Why are we calling this man emotionally unavailable? And this is the thing. Ed is my man now. Allegedly. This is the thing. He wasn't playing either. Like Vince is over here playing all kinds of games. All of them. Bello, Devon, Darius. I mean, if you're attracted to what he got going on, and you got a different kind of mindset anyway. The Cardi experience was not giving. I think I realized what the Cardi experience is, though. I feel like you have to pay attention to the stuff he's saying. And because he says it in such a way, he feels like he's being deep. He doesn't just speak regular. Cardi. But I don't think he said he's a metaphor. He's a metaphor. He's not shallow. It's okay. All the ladies have positive things to say about him. So, that says a lot. Like if all these women are sitting up there like, oh, but I like Cardi. Everybody likes him. So that says a lot. You know what I'm saying? His person wasn't here. I think his person is probably a former cosplay girl. Like she retired from that shit. But like back in the day when she was like just out of high school and getting a little, anime on, I feel like that's probably, his type of girl. In my head, somebody who is smart and is into artistic things and is out here like on a skateboard in her little fishnet stockings with a hole in it. The interesting style. I just feel like his girl wasn't here, but they all like him. So that says a lot about him and his character. Nicole and Ed. This Nicole is something different. Tommy asked, why was it so difficult for Nicole when Ed got eliminated? Because she over here boohoo crying and carrying on. And she said she was disappointed that they hadn't figured it out. And I don't think there was anything to figure out. I think Ed came over here. I don't think he necessarily had anything in mind. I'm speaking for Ed. It's okay. He's my homie. He said I could do this. He didn't really say that, but I'm going to do it anyway. Him not speaking up on the Meet the Ex date. Did his ex come? Oh, you're talking about Cardi. You talking about Cardi. Yeah, him not speaking up. And I mean that ex, whew, she seemed like she went and snatched Carly up and was like, you're my boyfriend. Now take me out to eat. That's why he's got these foodie issues. Anyway, Ed. Ed came in here, I feel like, and he's seen some beautiful women and he, had a few couple conversations, but realized very early on, ain't none of this what I'm about to be doing. He got, you know what I'm saying? And I appreciate that. And he got labeled emotionally unavailable. So I don't think Nicole, there was anything to figure out. She was over here. I think I wouldn't be enough for him because I'm a good girl. Okay, good girl. We see how y'all good girls be doing. Tommy asked Ed if he feels the same way, and Ed is like, "Can you repeat the question?" Hey, Tina. Well, the question was, what was the question? He asked him, did he feel the same way? Like whatever, she was feeling. No, he doesn't. He's checked out. He doesn't know what you're talking about. Neither do I. He doesn't want to be mean to this lady, which, respect to that. Oh, shoot. Hey, Lauren, what's going on? Yeah, Yeah, he doesn't want to. If I'm wrong, girl, let me know, because I have a lot of opinions over here, and I'm speaking. Lauren, how you go pop in just when I'm talking about Ed? So look at me smile and everything. Anyway, I think Ed doesn't want to be mean to this lady, and because she's special. I don't understand it. Um, yeah, why do you think he gets labeled emotionally unavailable? Because how much emotions are you supposed to be giving to these strangers? You know what I mean? Like, you don't know them like that. Everybody's like, hey, be vulnerable, come in here, tell these people all your business, break it on down, bring them over to your mama house. And then you get, 3 weeks later, you're heartbroken because this guy's been dating all of you at the same damn time. So over here somewhere talking about what? Who said that? Not Ed. He didn't say that. He told Tommy he know what they was talking about. Nicole says she tried, but he wasn't interested. And why is Ashley so determined to point out that he's never been interested? He didn't like you in school, and he didn't like you over here too. I'm like, relax, girl. You said you was over here throwing it at him, like not throwing it at him, but like, hey boy, you're my type. You said several times, and he said, no, thank you. And I don't think that's a match. I mean, I think Ashley is very beautiful, but that wouldn't, I don't see that. And what is your type? Because if Darius is your type and Ed is your type, I'm curious how that, you mean because what he looked like? Because we know he fine. So, but, other than that, I don't see them, matching up any type of way. So this man back here, where is we at? We backstage. This man is out here because Nicole, I think I missed that part. Nicole was over here telling these people that behind the scenes she was dating Vince this whole time. She says she she has given him something he could feel. We all know. She's, and Ed is sitting there like, what? Everybody like, what? Lauren in the back like, what did he say? Everybody, Vince, they're talking about you. He's like, what are they saying? What's going on? What's going on is this lady is over here on the sofa telling Tommy about how after you sent her home, y'all still connected and was going out with each other. And well, is that against the rules? Lauren, did the people say don't do that? I bet you there's something in the paperwork that said don't do that. Now, so she was over here boo-hooing and crying over Ed, but at the same time still going on dates with Vince. Yeah, he did. I didn't like that. So, this is where when you say you can't tell who's lying, this is why I know somebody lying. Because she was like, I asked him, do you want to wait until the process is over? She got the paperwork. She signed it just like everybody else did. She could have been like, look, when this is over, hit me up. See what's up. You know what I'm saying? You go ahead and finish the process, because how, are you in the process and you're still dating me? It's cool. That's a real life situation for me. My person, without giving you too much of my business, we were in a position where we could not date each other until he was finished with the program. I was, an educator. He was a student. So, ain't no kids involved, but we couldn't make it official until, he was graduated, because it was just, I wasn't about to lose my job. We got somebody who's factually actually went through the process. To date him knowing he's still a part of the process is whack. Yeah, what is that? I mean, that's what I'm talking about. Like, take the pearls off, girl. You're not going to be innocent over here. I asked him what to do. I didn't even know that he picked Donna until last week. How does that happen? I feel like if it were me, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, yeah, when this is over, if you still want to see what's up, you know what I mean? Then we can do that. But when the process is over, you never said, so what happened? What was it like? Did you get kicked off? Did you get voted off? What was the end of your process like? For her to sit up there and say, I had no idea. I didn't even know he picked Donna. You did know he picked Donna. Girl, kind of. What'd you say, Quay? Vince video, he said, girl, what he say? He said 3 months passed from him not dating Lauren or Donna when Nicole contacted him. He said he didn't start talking to Nicole until 2 weeks before the reunion. We're going to have to roll that beautiful beam footage because, when it got to the timeline, he was like, what happened? Now she thinks that he was doing a lot of trying to protect Donna's feelings and, keep her, all hooked on the hook. He don't want her to get away for real, even though he's full of shit. No, she didn't try to find out. Now tell me, am I crazy? Because I would have been like, so what happened? That's not even normal. Y'all was on dates doing what? Don't say, because we already heard everything you can imagine. I feel like she said something like that. Whew. Be careful. You was over here worried about Lauren and this lady's, doing the monkey stomp on top of your man. And both of them were. He was the child, 3 months, whatever. I don't want to hear about his timeline. Because he was sure stammering to Donna about, no, what happened was, and the way she was looking at him. So here they are backstage, child. This lady is sitting over here with her hands extended, trying to explain. He looking at her like, what did he say? Why would you do that? It's just messy. I wouldn't want you to say something like that. Well, the man said, are you seeing anybody outside of the process? And the way her details, I'm going to have to go back. I'm going to go listen to him, tell his side of the story. Then I'm going to go back and see what was said over here at the reunion. Lauren is sitting back there looking like, okay, y'all got it, because I don't know what the hell is going on. This girl's sitting here begging him to hold her hand. She got up and she hugged him for what? And then he was like, get off me. I was like, I don't like that. You was on her, now you offer. The cat's out of the bag. You might as well hug her now. And she's talking about she's sorry. Why is she sorry? This isn't the first time, she looked bad in an episode. It's unfortunate. I don't understand. Well, I mean, get to know you better. It ain't for everybody. I feel like she is picking people like they not requiring much. We held hands. I said that you were not holding hands, like they were doing yoga, and she interpreted that as we were holding hands. That guy from a previous season did that when that lawyer got sent home. He slept with her as well. I remember that. Oh, and that lady, he did it with that lady. What was her name? She was like the one that was using nair on people's hair. Ty or something. Tony. What's his name? Tony or something like that. And they were Miami. I remember that. And then again, like even that girl, you left and then you slept with him. Why are you back over here telling it now? Because that sounds crazy. Anyway, she been dating Vince. She the whole time. I think she said after the process, he never left. They never left. Stopped dating each other. So he was over there, and I don't know. Him and Lauren hung out. I don't know what that timeline is, but Sister Girl is upset about it. So she was at her coffee shop. I was at my coffee shop, and when I got there, Lauren was there. Remember when he brought Lauren to meet his brother, and her energy even then was like, oh, Lauren, and it's because she's afraid he might like her for real. It's a possibility. At this time, they don't know anything about Nicole. So she was afraid that he might like her for real. And he might. We don't know. That's why you don't choose somebody like that. Choose yourself every single time. If he want to get with you, girl, he'll call you up after the thing is over, just like everybody else be doing. But if he's over here saying, I don't know, we can get together if you're gonna let me do it my way and not make any commitment to anything. Um, Child, this man, he can't get his story straight. Usually he don't. What they say, they can't shut him up normally. I think, like I said, Vince knows that Donna likes him a lot, and so, I feel like he thinks he can talk himself out of it. He was over here. He wasn't getting one cookie. He was getting two cookies. Because the way they acting like they gave cookies out. Can't be giving your cookies out if you're gonna get your feelings involved. Um, when Donna got up and walked away, it showed the whole world her peach. I was gonna go over the addresses, Quay, but I didn't want to do half. You know what I'm saying? So next week for the second part of the reunion, I will go over like who I think is the top and who is at the bottom. Um, Child, here go y'all's girl. What's going on with this lady? Last season as well. I mean, I feel. Oh yeah, she was. Hussein, I think they talk about your friend. Oh boy, not the cookies. So you don't get none of these cookies unless you pay for somebody's massage because everybody can't be her man. I'm not mad at that part. Um, Listen, they paid for the massage. Chris didn't because he was like, "Y'all are bugging. I don't know you like that." He's the only one that makes sense. Bello and Devon are over here flossing, or I don't know. I don't know why they did that. I'm sorry. I mean, if that's how you do it, Devon said it ain't no different than a date. So Ashley, if you go out with Devon, you might get some good foodie because his dates be $300. So you can go to a decent place for $300. It's just a regular date. Um, I wouldn't be surprised. More various, more beautiful. Oh, y'all are talking to each other. I'm trying to be in the conversation. Forgive me. Um, Wasn't a lot going on over here. They still talk about who paid for spa day. I don't care. Christina Ina, she's crying. Why is this lady crying? She's so emotional, like for no good damn reason. Um, why is Vince over here questioning Christina Ina? I'm with her. Like, bruh, I didn't even like you. I told you that at the skate rink. Now you got all these questions. I didn't ask you for no pay for my spa day, none of that. And so, I mean, a closed mouth don't get fed. So if this lady, said her back hurt, her man gonna make sure her back don't hurt. And if your man back hurt, she gonna run baths and cook food and all of those things. So, is she talking to anyone over here? Anybody go around the block with that one? I don't know. She's a lot. They could have left. Wasn't a whole lot going over here. You're right, but I mean, I guess they want probably because this is why they brought her over here because the whole spa thing was a big conversation, and so was the whole. She's the one that brought up the Vince saying bitch comment, but at this point, with all the stuff he's done, like I said, that falls short on the list of things. Tommy played a game. I don't care. Dominique and Bello. Ciao. Christina seems so unhinged. Those tears talking about God after you tried to take all his men's money. She is all over the place. I watched her interview on Chloe's channel, and I was like tired. I don't know, like how Chloe has the patience of a saint because she was like keeping up with that lady. It was a lot. It was a lot. I was definitely exhausted. Bello. So Dom said when she seen this man walk in the room, his presence was ancestral. And right there, too much for me. too much for me. And she said she was calling on the ancestors. The ancestors was not Vince, Dom. The ancestors was in the Ford Motor Company because they built that General Motors on their backs only for it to get thrown out. But it's a lot of, heart of GM. I know it's in my ancestry. So yeah, for the Detroit people and the Flint people, them was the ancestors they was talking to. You wasn't listening. They were saying, let it go. Don't bother with him. He's a fake, he's fake. At least Devon was showing interest in the women by stepping up and buying flowers. And I feel like that's how you're supposed to court someone. He got caught up. I don't know. I feel like he may have, and this is for a couple of people. I don't know what he was so caught up in. I have a theory. He was very caught up in Dominique, and Dominique has connections, I feel like, with the athletes in the WAG world and all of that. You know what I'm saying? And she's a WAG, or former WAG, but she's been in that WAG world. So I think there's a little bit of, dudes, bros, and bros on bros type things that like the idea of being attached to that whole athlete thing, even if it's vicariously through. I think him and Bello had different reasons. Bello's reasons were probably so he can get over there and try to be around people with money, because I don't think Dominique be around brokies. I think she's very much still moving in the same circles that she always has. And it's the cold world out there in that WAG world. We see it's always, you think it's competition over here. I don't think, what this, it's like Vivica Fox and 50 Cent. Dawn was not supposed to be caught up, and she let her feelings, I think, get in just a little bit. But I'm wondering why over such a short time, because she was over here with some fake tears too, crying over this man, not crying really. After the journey ended, they were seeing each other 2 or 3 times a week, but this is only for 3 weeks. So after the journey, they hung out for 3 weeks. Dom is aged out though. That's what I said. I said that last week. I don't know if maybe that's rude. I'm sure she wouldn't like it. And, I feel like I've aged out of a lot of things. You know what I mean? There's certain things like you reach that point, when you're at the club and you get that feeling like, yeah, this is the last time I'm doing this. Next time I go somewhere, there needs to be chairs and, hors d'oeuvres or something. I can have a cocktail. I'm not going to be up in this crowd like that. I went to see Snoop. This is before he turned MAGA. I went to see Snoop, and yeah, I was feeling like this ain't the vibe I'll be on anymore. And so saying that she's aged out is just the truth. At some point, like, she's got grown children. These girls are still out here doing it, and maybe that's why she, was feeling some type of way. She's out here giving, I want to be big sister almighty. And, it worked to some extent. I feel like she had a lot of fans over here on the cast. You said I am too younger than Dom and real. I mean, I got you by a good decade. So there you go. I'm chilling for real on grandma status and loving it. I don't know. I wish that there were, if they were going to pick a cast, if they're going to do it like that, they need to pick a cast that's mature. You know what I'm saying? Where there's other 40 somethings in the group, including the men, because these men are like not even 40 yet. So, if they're going to do it that way, then have some real options for her, a grown ass man. I don't think she's really like, if they have men over there in her age bracket that are well, established, which probably don't want to be over here on this show, but if they have men in her age bracket that are well established, then she working with something. So, not the African king over here. Did y'all hear that this man got married? People say he's married. So, Dom is 42. That's what she said. And I'm gonna leave that right there. Um, so this man broke up with her on Christmas Eve. That's lame. And the things he said was lame too. Um, they need to be in her money bracket. I feel like all of these women over here though, like have businesses. So, you know, I feel like they're all, doing quite well. I don't know what basketball money she got, but I think she has her own businesses. That's what the people said, girl. Um, but I still think it should be balanced. And then don't just throw one young one in there too, because they'll be over here like she's just immature. She's still out in the streets. So they need to make it balanced with the ages. And you can't like you could throw one older man in there because society works that way, but you can't throw one older woman in there because we're just not in the same place. And if you're trying to be 10 years younger, doing 10 years younger, then you playing your own self. We moving forward. Folks seem to think this whole thing is fake. Dom and Bella was sitting way too close. Oh, they was I don't think it's fake. I think she went in there and she genuinely maybe didn't think she was gonna catch feelings, but she did. She said, I like who likes me. And he was making her feel like that. They both of them are saying stuff. He was playing the whole time. The problem is the ancestors, she thought the ancestors told her to pick him. And I feel like she went in there and decided she wanted to have somebody in her life and she chose him and she let him know that on whatever level, for whatever reason, she chose him. And at that moment, he didn't have to do nothing else. He hung around Lauren. He set her up because there's no way in the world that I don't believe that he was back there saying, telling Lauren all the things. He couldn't even like in the very last minute when she asked him, he couldn't say, look, yeah, I've chose Dom. He was double talking just like Vince, just like Darius. They very, swivelly and swervy with the conversation when it comes to decision making. Um, he got forced into a connection. He's a grown ass man, Hussein. So I mean, who forced him? Please don't say Dom. I think, like I said, he just chose her because she chose him. The man is married. He said he had a girlfriend. So he was over here trying to sell real estate to Ashante's mom. When she asked him, what do you think? Like, where you see yourself in 3 years? Instead of him telling her about how he likes her daughter, he started talking about investment properties. He did the same thing to Dom's parents. So every chance this man came over here, he was over here trying to, I don't know, get his money up. The lady said his money was looking a little funny. That's what Dominique said. That part confused me. I don't know if that was, yeah, he chose who chose him. He did. And then rode that thing out to the end. And I feel like in every instance, she told him, like, I like public displays of affection. So he's like, all right, well, then I guess I'll be kissing her. And so now that you're kissing her in front of your other connections, the other connections are like, well, I mean, what am I supposed to do with that? Because I'm not going to be sitting over here kissing you while you kissing her. And now she's like, I got it. I got it locked in. You didn't see her really like, nobody thought that Dom and Cardi were a romantic connection. They're a connection because I think they still, keep in touch with one another. They had a live the other day that must have lasted for 5 hours. So when the girl said she was tired of talking to Cardi, how are they still so cordial after Bello did her dirty like that? I mean, because there was only 3 weeks invested. So, I don't know how far after the reunion was, but yeah. I don't know. Maybe she's over it at this point. So, I don't think she's still mad. Um, I think she came over here. I think the things that he said was kind of messed up. You don't say, I want a wife. I see my future with a wife and children, and I don't think that's you. So for somebody who's so eloquent with his words, those words sucked. And she was like, just say your money ain't right. His money probably isn't right, but I don't think that's what it was. I think that the whole time they sat up there, just like Donna did, they sat up there at that bar looking at each other, smiling and cheesing. You know what I'm saying? Like they found the love of their life. This lady thinks she's being led by the ancestors. Oh, I'm a Muslim. That's fine. My dad's a preacher. Don't worry about it. I'd love to have children. I'm too old for that. But, if we could, figure that out, we can do that. Right then he was probably should have been like, I like her, but this ain't going to work because this isn't, I bet you he found a Muslim woman to marry. They were up under each other at that reunion. Maybe she's just still trying to like do her thing. You know what I'm saying? She can't help it. She wants to woo him. He's nervous, like always looking at the floor. Always looking at the floor. She makes him nervous. So she doesn't know he's trying to explain. Um Everybody on the other side is trying to figure out what the heck they got going on. The way these four are looking at them is hilarious. And Bello is trying to explain. Dominique is looking at him. He's afraid. He always has that afraid look when she gets to staring at him like that. Just like when Lauren didn't get voted off the cabin, she was looking at him. He was staring at the floor. It's because he's over here doing double talk. That's what he does. And Vince is doing triple talk. And Darius is over there, probably with a BB gun trying to shoot somebody's cat to wear around his sleeves. Anyway, she said his money was funny. He was like, wow. That's how you know he lying. He did the Flavor Flav wow. He did not respond with, there's nothing wrong with my finances. He said, wow. Okay. And she was like, stand on business. He did. I think, it was almost like, maybe I got it wrong, but it felt like she was trying to make it seem like she broke up with him after we just found out he broke up with her. And then she was doing this like weird crying. She's like, he met my family and I didn't meet his family. Why you introduce him to your family? Why didn't you like take a beat? 3 weeks, it's not that long. I can't remember when I met my partner, like how long. It was a while before I introduced him to my kids, and it was one at a time. First, I took him to my son's restaurant. We ate there and, we kind of hung out and talked a little bit. And then I had my daughter, my middle one, go get a haircut for a fashion show. And she had a real short cut at the time. So I was like, okay, go get a haircut. And I was like, this one's going to be hard. If you can get past this one, you're golden. My son is like, do your thing. This one, they clicked, to some extent. They have this relationship where, they're very much alike. So, yeah, but, it takes time to be introducing people to your family. 3 weeks in, she tells the story like it was a year of all these things that went on. And it was just, a few weeks. She said he had a girlfriend. Or a wife. I don't think that's a secret anymore. I feel like the cat's out of the bag. So that's where we left that. I just think that she showed her cards. She let him know, that she was the chosen one sent from the ancestors, and he just coasted on through there and didn't pick anyone. He was flimsy flamsy with Ashante. He was flim flamsy with Lauren, and that's how that ended. And we'll see like what happens next week. I guess we'll finish this conversation. Shannon and Steve. There's another one. I don't think, girl. Why is Mercedes here again? I don't understand why Mercedes is over here. Now, I like Mercedes, but I don't remember anybody from last season coming to anybody's reunion. It don't matter. We running out of things to do when we bring a Mercedes over here to say what she thought of these men. We don't need it. Thank you, but no, thank you. And yeah, apparently Devon is an all lives matter person, according to Nicole. But we don't really trust Nicole's judgment that much. So yeah, that's how that ended, y'all. And I'm gonna go ahead and shut it on down because we ain't got nothing else to add. Do y'all have anything else to add? I don't have anything else to add. I will be here tomorrow morning with Coffee Talk at 10 a.m. So if y'all want to talk about some current events, some of the things that's going on, it's been a very busy week. So, get your coffee. If you buy your computer or whatever, turn your girl on and hit the like button. And in the meantime, y'all, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you when I see you. Bye, y'all.